This week, we will focus on the simple pleasures that fall has to offer. Victoria Erickson says, if a year were tucked inside a clock, then autumn would be the magic hour, right? Isn't that so true? The fall is so delicious. It's a good time to be social and gather with family and friends. And it's also a really good time to savor and have gratitude for the very simple pleasures in the outdoors before the cold weather arrives and we tend to hunker down and hibernate along with the animals. So savoring is a practice that can be cultivated along with gratitude, and it really does help build resilience and improve our well-being. You know, if we pay attention to the tiny details of an ordinary experience or even an ordinary task, we can be surprised maybe to find pleasure, contentment, and joy, right? Even joy in the micro moments of our lives. And with this awareness that arises from paying attention in this way, we can learn to savor these moments. And then savoring leads to gratitude, which then leads us to search for more moments to savor and be grateful for. And this is how we begin to wire our brains in a way that creates a positive feedback loop where we are looking for the good in our experience instead of bad. So we were evolutionarily wired with a negativity bias, and Rick Hansen, he's a very well-known psychologist, he says it well. The mind is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for the positive ones, right? We tend to, the negatives stick like glue, and sometimes those positive ones just even go unnoticed. It is our natural inclination to focus on what's not working in our lives, whether it's in our relationships, at work, our own failures or disappointments, you know, but when we only focus on the one thing that is not working, that we perceive as wrong, we fail to see the bigger picture of our life in its entirety. So the next time something goes wrong in a relationship or we experience a personal failure or disappointment, rather than getting caught up in a negative spiral of rumination or descending into self-criticism, how about this? Instead, pause and take a step back to look at the overall picture. And then, how about trying to focus on something that is good in your life and take some time to savor the feelings that arise when you focus on the positive? You know, perhaps warm feelings of gratitude will emerge. And then while you're at it, offer yourself some self-compassion if you realize that your automatic response is almost always a self-critical one. So I invite you to linger with gratitude and just see what happens. You know, we often practice gratitude in our meditations because the research is unequivocal that it is a practice that builds resilience and can promote positive emotions and this positive feedback loop that I was talking about. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. The research shows that we simply cannot be in a state of gratitude and experience negative emotions at the same time. So gratitude is actually more than a practice, but it's really a valuable tool to cultivate resilience. And I love this quote by Rumi. He says, wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life, right? All right, so we're going to move into the formal portion of our meditation. So feel free to adjust your posture, making yourself as comfortable as possible, whatever feels most supportive. And then if it feels right for you, I invite you to close your eyes or soften the gaze. And so just taking a moment to settle, you know, allow yourself to settle into the seat and settle into your own body. Maybe having that sense of arriving in your own body and at your own door. So just letting go of whatever came before. And likewise, letting go of whatever's going to come later and Just giving yourself permission to be here fully, fully present in this moment and in your own body, however your body is in this moment. Maybe relaxed, but there may be tension. So just making space for however things are right now. And then as you're ready, turning your awareness to the breath. Just tuning into the breath in this moment, following along, riding the waves of your own breath cycle. So not needing to change it in any way, but perhaps just noticing how it is right now. Whether it's shallow or deep, whether each breath is long or short. And if the mind has wandered away, that's perfectly fine. That's what the mind does. But just gently guiding it back to focus on the breath, to be with your own breath like you would a good friend. Allowing your breath to be your anchor into the moment and into your own body. One breath in, one breath out. Another breath in, and another breath out. And just staying with the breath from the beginning of each cycle, following it all the way to the end. And then maybe just noticing how it naturally turns into the next breath. Maybe expanding your awareness from this narrow focal point on the breath to feeling the breath in the whole body. Feeling each breath sweeping through the body, bringing in nourishment on the inhale. And perhaps the body relaxing a little bit on the exhale and letting go of whatever the body doesn't need. So having this expansive sense of the body breathing. Maybe even feeling the gentle rocking motion of the entire body, gently moving to and fro, just like the ebb and flow of the sea. Maybe even feeling internally caressed by this gentle rocking motion. And as you're ready, I'm going to invite you now to take a moment to think about something that you love to do. For you, perhaps it's connecting with family and friends, or it might be playing with a child or a grandchild, or watching a good movie with your spouse or a good friend. Maybe for you, it's a solitary walk in the woods with your dog, taking time to reflect. Or maybe it's playing catch with your dog or petting the silky fur of your cat. Maybe it's a hobby, art, cooking, music, photography, or even going to the gym or playing a challenging round of tennis. Maybe in the fall, it's a hayride to the pumpkin patch with your family or a trip to the apple orchard and sipping hot cider. So, whatever it is you most love to do, bring to mind a recent experience that was rewarding, satisfying, that offered contentment or even feelings of accomplishment, or maybe it was just simply feelings of joy. So, taking time now to feel into the body and see if these feelings are present now, just by thinking about this activity or experience. Allowing yourself to savor these feelings of goodness. Maybe it's a warmth in the chest, or softness in the belly, fullness of the heart, and ease in the neck and shoulders. Or perhaps it's just a general sense of well being or warmth all over, maybe even a tingly feeling. Just sensing into these feelings and allowing yourself to linger with the pleasant feelings, to enjoy them, to savor them. And as you're lingering with them and savoring these feelings of well being, see what else arises. Perhaps a sense of appreciation, gratitude, Perhaps that is naturally rising for you. Savoring and gratitude are so closely linked that one really promotes the other. Savoring prompts us to be grateful, and feeling grateful prompts us to savor the experience. So, just being with this sense of gratitude, savoring the gratitude. Maybe now taking a moment to consider how these feelings of well being may cause us to look for moments, right? Looking for moments in our daily lives to appreciate and be grateful for. Now, perhaps calling to mind one thing in your life that you have to be grateful for. So, several things may arise, but just allowing yourself to settle on one. Maybe it's an uncomplicated relationship, a pet, a roof over your head, the first morning cup of coffee, a sense of safety, your vocation, the kindness of a stranger. Perhaps you're grateful for your health, even if you're facing some challenges. Remembering that as long as you are breathing, there is more right with you than wrong with you. So, whatever it is in this moment that you're grateful for, allowing it to be heartfelt, really feeling the sense of gratitude and linger with it now, even if just for a moment. Allow yourself to savor this heartfelt sense of gratitude. Perhaps once again, finding where in the body this can be felt and just drawing a circle of awareness around the physical sensations that accompany what you are feeling grateful for in this moment, right now. Just take a moment to mark these feelings in your memory and in your body right now in this moment. And know that you can call them to mind in moments of difficulty or challenge as a reminder that we do have things to be grateful for. And remember that feelings of gratitude are never further away than the next breath. Just as we can cultivate an awareness of our breath to anchor us into the body, we can cultivate positive emotions through the practice of gratitude. And all we need is an awareness of what is actually happening in our unfolding moment to moment experience, allowing things to be just as they are because they already are, and then seeking out the good in each moment. And now just releasing this practice of gratitude and returning your awareness back to the breath. Perhaps offering yourself a warm welcome as you return your attention to the breath. Just riding the waves of your own breath cycle. Moment to moment, breath by breath. And as the mind gets pulled away or tugged away, just gently returning to the breath, allowing it to be the steady companion that it is, that you can always return to. And now releasing the practice altogether and simply resting in your own experience just as it is and just as you are in this moment. And perhaps just keeping your eyes closed while I end with this poem by Rumi. Be grateful for your life, every detail of it, and your face will come to shine like a sun, and everyone who sees it will be made glad and peaceful. Persist in gratitude, and you will slowly become one with the sun of love. And love will shine through you. It's all healing joy. And then as you're ready, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, allowing your eyes to gently open. And I would just like to thank you all for your practice today. And I will leave you with an invitation for the week. So spend time outdoors doing some of the things that you love. And allow yourself to notice even the small things that we can take pleasure in if we just pay attention. And maybe just allowing yourself to indulge in some of these simple pleasures that autumn has to offer. You know, whether it's taking your children or grandchildren on a hayride to pick a pumpkin, or visiting an apple orchard, sipping hot cider, playing with your dog, whatever it is. Take time to savor the experience and have gratitude. Maybe even begin to keep a gratitude journal at night before bed and write down one or two or three of these moments that you have in your life that you can savor and be grateful for. And just see if this practice makes you begin to just naturally look for things in your experience to be grateful for and savor. All right. Well, I wish you all well, and I hope you have a great week. And please follow us on social media. We're always posting tips and quotes and letting you know what's going on with us. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.